Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Miss Carol's show. Today Mohit will be joining me, Rahul, your host, to discuss about the Canadian trade mission to Philippines.
Let's get right into it.
And so Mohit, this will be the agenda for today. This will be some of the points we'll be discussing for today's episode.
So Rahul, what do you know about trade mission? Well, let me tell you about it. The purpose of trade mission is about exploring international business opportunities. Usually, it consists of an international trip by government officials and business people that is organized by agencies of national or provincial governments. Countries also develop healthier relationships, obtain scarce goods and quality goods through trade missions.
Oh wow Mohit, I never knew a trade mission was of this extent. So now to move on to the economy of Canada. So the Canadian economy has a 6.9% unemployment rate. This means that out of the entire Canadian population, 6.9 of them are unemployed. And if you think about it, it's a pretty high number that we should be focused on decreasing. Furthermore, Canada has a 8.124 years of life expectancy. That means the average Canadian is expected to live for 8.124 years, which is rated 6th among the world, which is a pretty fascinating number and shows how advanced our medical healthcare is. Furthermore, our Canada's rating in the GDP is 16th with the GDP of $55,958. Keep in mind, this is GDP per capita, which is the average household income in Canada. Furthermore, the inflation rate of Canada is 1.1%, and this has been a steady rate throughout the past decade. Furthermore, Canada's trade deficit consists of $1.9 billion with some of the main trading partners as United States. Finally, Canada consists of a mixed economy. This means that the government has little to no impact towards businesses and people. However, the Canadian government do collect taxes and maintain rules and regulations.
Well, Rahul, those are some great numbers, but let's see where it stands against Philippines. Now, the GDP is 314 billion, with the GDP growth at 5.8%, GDP per capita at 2,000, and it does rank 36th in the GDP among the world. Furthermore, the inflation rate is at 1.4% with an unemployment rate at 6.3%, and it does have a, unfortunately, 68.55 life expectancy. And at 27.9% live underneath poverty line. Finally, what I would say is that the Philippines remained a strong performer in the region, despite slow global growth in 2015. Although Philippines had a slow start in the first half of 2015, due to weak government spending, the economy bounced back in the second half, bringing full-year growth to 5.8% in 2015. Among the major economies in the region, the Philippines is only behind China and Vietnam.
Wow, that's great numbers, Mohit. But now let's see the position Philippines stand in the world's imports and exports. The Philippines is the 41st largest country export economy in Canada. In 2015, the Philippines exported $80 billion and imported $80.7 billion, resulting in a negative trade balance of $741 million. But no worries, this is casual between countries, and it's alright as long as Philippines does not maintain the two Ds, which is debt and deficit. Furthermore, the top export destinations of Philippines are China, Japan, and United States, respectively.
Now, enough of the statistics, Rahul. Let's talk about the trade mission that happened itself. Well, you might be wondering who even attended the trade mission. Well, it was none other than the Honorable Ed Fast, the Minister of International Trade. And the delegates from both sides of parties have also attended. Well, where was it conducted, you may also ask? Well, it was conducted in the cities of Manila and Cebu from the dates of May 24 to May 28, 2015. And some of the important goals that were discussed during the trade mission were agriculture, transportation, energy, infrastructure, education, and defense and security.
Wow, Mohit, now that's interesting. But now let's move on to the features of the trade itself. What exactly happened during the trade? So in between the trade occurrence, Canada and Philippines maintain a free trade agreement. This means that no tax can be placed on goods being exported and imported from both sides of the countries. Furthermore, this also increases the trade between countries. That means more goods are imported and exported, allowing both countries to develop the economy and make more money. Furthermore, now you may ask, what does Philippines trade to Canada? Philippines trades to Canada the electrical machineries, rubber, pearls, and other precious stones. And these are just some of the examples. Furthermore, Canada trades to Philippines wood, charcoal, meat, edible meat offal, mechanical appliances, fertilizers, and much more.
Rahul, now let's look at the downside of this trade. More specifically, the political risks. Well, the political risks that affect the business environment, such as trade missions, remain common today. The main political risks include a weak judicial system, such as bribery and corruption, inconsistent application of laws and regulations, taxation, and land use. While government process can be relatively slow and bureaucratic, business-to-business deal can often progress much more quickly. Another political risk businesses can have are the third-party groups. Separatist movements of communist insurgency in rural areas of Philippines present security risks to investors and business groups, meaning businesses won't have much freedom to expand.
Well, so Mohit, you talked about the political risks. However, I will be discussing the overall risks. So some of the potential risks involves geographical barriers. Transportation may have a risk of losing it due to the large amount of distance between Canada and Philippines. Secondly, there's also a risk of entering countries within war. Doing these transportations, you may be entering Middle Eastern countries or countries that are experiencing political affairs. Therefore, it may be dangerous to the goods itself and to the economies of both countries. Furthermore, there can be a lack in foreign currency. Canada benefits from this because Philippines peso is worth less than Canadian dollars. Therefore, Canadians still making a profit out of it. Another risk is the language barriers. Canada and Philippines have two different national languages. Therefore, it may be hard for each other to communicate. And furthermore, there might be corruption between business associates, and this has to be prevented between both countries. So these are some of the other risks that which is being involved during the.
Well, Rahul, we did talk about the risks now, but let's look at some of the benefits. Well, trade missions do allow Canada and Philippines to develop economy by creating more jobs in different sectors. They also help foreign businesses of both countries expand, which results more profit to every single business that's involved. More job opportunities for both Canada and Philippines, as most trade missions will include meetings with senior level government officials in industries and other sectors. They also have the ability to meet other firms interested in the same market and a chance to network and exchange information with other missionaries.
Well, thank you, Mohit, for joining us today.
No problem, Rahul.
I hope that you have obtained and enjoyed information in our talk show.
Definitely. I hope to obtain more information through Miss Carol's show further.
So do I. Thank you and have a great day.